Hey guys, welcome back. We have something extremely dangerous, and everyone in existence that has any desire to ever purchase a Pokemon card pack needs to know that this is a thing. Now, I don't expect this to be a thing with brand new product. They're not going to have this stuff on the shelves. If you're buying from somewhere reputable and it's not expensive stuff, you probably don't need to worry about it, but you do need to worry about the vintage stuff, the expensive stuff, and maybe even the modern stuff that has chase cards in it that's worth taking the time to do this. We have CT scans, and they are revealing the holo that is within the booster packs. This is scary stuff. This is extremely scary stuff, and this reminds me a whole lot of back in the day. Back in the day, it used to be frowned upon to weigh Pokemon card packs. At some point in time, there was so much of it going on. It was so much guessing, so much of a guessing game that it became the fact that you either disclose that it's heavy, light, or if it's coming straight out of a box. That's basically the only way that it's going to be random. This is kind of seeming like we're ending up in that scenario. Now, with the boxes themselves, maybe a booster box is safe. It doesn't. It looks like the smaller products, maybe the booster bundles and or the pre-release kits, are even susceptible to this. And before anyone says in the comment section, because I know someone's going to say it, someone's going to say, Rattle, no one has $1 billion to do this. We have an example we're going to take a look at today where someone did it for $1,500. And no, not $1,500 a scan. $1,500 for the CT scanner that he's using to do exactly this. And we're going to take a look at his results. Let's look through this Industrial Inspection Plus Consulting LLC article first. This is scary stuff. This is something that if everyone doesn't know about it, if something isn't done about it, you need to be careful about this. No, not every booster pack on Earth has been affected by this at this point, but this is kind of where Pokemon enthusiasts need to get a jump on this stuff and know that it is a potential danger. This is dangerous. In the wrong hands, this is insanely dangerous. One booster box, you break that sucker apart, first edition base, crack that sucker open, you know what all of the holos are. You can sell the heavy packs, the light packs, but you can take all the Charizards. You can just take every single Charizard you want. Anything that's worth more than the pack price, keep it. Anything that's not, give it out. You want Poliwhirls for days? Here you go. Sketchy shit. Very, very sketchy shit. And if you're in the high end of things, think about the amount that you could make off of one booster box. The amount that you could make off of one booster pack, potentially, is insane. So yes, there is a real danger that someone with some money, someone with some expertise, someone that even with one or the other could get their hands on this stuff and they could abuse it for the worst. Now, CT scanning unopened Pokemon cards. I did not think this was possible. We had a video yesterday where we looked at the the both repacks and the sports products that have chases in them, such as the ones with the patches, the Logo Man patches on them, Flawless, etc. Anything basically that has something that stands out like that being CT scannable. And yes, if somebody's a vet, if somebody works in a lab and they happen to have one, if someone buys one from a guy that has it in his garage and had two of them for $1,500 a piece, tinkers with it, gets it up and running, and they're off to the races. There's the barrier to entry here. There is a barrier to entry, but it is not a very big one. It's not as big as you might think. All right, this case study is a testament to the sensitivity of industrial CT imaging. Our team has been able to characterize holographic cards in unopened Pokemon packs. The concept formed during brainstorming sessions for application case studies. The images don't need to be that clean. They just need to be clean enough that you kind of identify there's only so many options within the pack. The concept formed during the brainstorming sessions for application case studies after spending endless hours researching packs and cards, spending thousands of dollars on them, and many late nights testing and optimizing parameters. We were able to extract the shape of the Pokemon due to slight density differences in the cards and foils. So you have the foil across the entire sheet. The ink is printed on top of the foil in the certain areas, like where the Pokemon is. So you're going to get a nice little outline. It's like, who's that Pokemon from back in the day, from the anime? Except a whole lot sketchier. Or potentially, does the market change? Does the market change to incorporate the fact that you know what holos it? You buy a first edition base pack, you know what holos in it beforehand. It seems like something the grading companies would offer and or do. They would say heavy, light, or what Pokemon is in it if it's heavy. and it would be a graded case. If someone so decides to take it out of the pack, they could do so. Below is our initial test card, a first edition holo, first edition fossil hypno, rather, that we broke out of the case to test by sleeving it between several other cards to represent a pack. The gift shows a transition between an aligned image of the card and the CT slice plane. Because of the incredible results, we felt more comfortable buying a couple of fossil packs, and with the success of the packs, we moved on to entire kits. So they could have done it with much less expensive stuff. I don't know why. Maybe they didn't understand or know. I think it is good that they did vintage, just because those are going to be the easiest ones, right? The easiest holo foils. Spoiler alert, we're looking at down below. The texture is alarming. If you think if someone has Evolving Skies packs coming out of their butt and they have some money to spend, and you're pulling Moonbreons out that are, close to $1,000 a piece, it doesn't take long to pay for that $1,500 scanner. Let's take a look at the video here. They got a little video clip. They got the pre-release kit from Evolutions. They're going to stick it in that bad boy. And no, this one looks like it's a little bit more modern, a little more up-to-date. But again, you don't need any crazy imaging software or anything like that. You just need to see the outline of the holographic card itself. This is pretty wild that they can actually go through the layers within the cards. And within that, they could actually, well, this is the Hypno. But when they went through the layers of the cards here, as we'll see, they could see the Blastoise texture pattern, which is unique to the Blastoise. So you would know, is there a Blastoise, a Mega Blastoise in here? Just like Moonbreon, it's got texture. It's got very distinct texture that is a certain pattern. And you're going to know which one it is. All you got to do is match it up. Take some images, match it up, which ones are in the set. This is scary. So not only vintage, but a lot of the chase cards, almost all of the chase cards in Modern, have texture on them, and those are just a dead giveaway. It's right there. Yes, you'd have to know which card it is, but you probably have a set list. There's images of all these cards online with the texture. Texture is a great indicator that it's a real card, because a lot of the fake ones either have the wrong texture or no texture. That's scary. That is loose pack scary. All right, let's get into the link tree. You guys know and love the link tree. It's the best way to support the channel. I would rather you use some links here, use some discount codes, get yourself something that you actually want, and support me at no additional charge. And also, if you want to click on these links before you shop at any of these other places, that also supports the channel. I would much rather, especially if you do not have the money to send me money, do not send me money. Click on the links, buy something for yourself. I'm sure you have something that you want for your collection, some supplies that you want to buy. Think of me before you buy. And that's all I ask. Thank you very much to everyone that's been using it. The Rattle 5, the card market, all of that stuff. So we have a video here. This one by Aaron Wayne's Strange Brain. I'll put a link to that down below. Give him a little subscriberino. Very, very, seems like a new channel. If it's not new, small channel. But crazy. $1,500. He bought a CT scanner from somebody that had it in his garage. He had a second one of these. So they're kicking around. Old lab equipment, old hospital equipment, old vet equipment. It's around. And again, it does not need to be fancy. This is not a medical diagnosis that's going on here. This is just taking a Pokemon card pack and finding out what holo's inside it. And there's a scary, scary amount of money that could be made off abusing this. And that's why everyone needs to be very aware of the fact that it exists. You need to know, you always need to know where your sealed product is coming from and that it's reputable. And the older it is, the more careful you need to be. But I think we're going to have to adapt. We're going to have to adapt it to the fact that whether it seems like he created a patent for it, at least to be able to use it commercially, to be able to sell it as a service. I don't know how well that holds up and if it holds up everywhere. But it seems like something that it might have to be offered. Unless the stuff is coming straight out of a box, unless there's some kind of guarantee, there's a lot of wrongdoing that can happen. All right, here it is. He's loading it up onto his truck. Yes, that is a CT scanner. Stick that bad boy in the back of the truck. He did some repairs on it. He tuned it up, as you will. He had his Pokemon cards. He got his Pokemon cards for testing purposes. Again, if you have the foil and if you have the cards and they're all stacked next to each other, it really doesn't matter if the pack is open or closed. You're going to be able to tell if you can tell with a real pack. He does buy some real packs, and there you go. We're going to play Guess That Pokemon. We'll give him a thumbs up too. Now, I don't think he has any malicious intent behind this. But where there's an information, where there's the ability to not disclose this extra information that you're gaining, like they did with the sports products, where you could tell if there's a logo man. You could definitely tell if there's a triple logo man. And yes, that is correct. That is a Clefairy that you're seeing on the screen there. Can you see the outline? And can you see how it doesn't matter if it looks exactly like it? You can tell what it is. Next one. We got the Hitmonchan. Here's the Hitmonchan. Yes, if you just showed this image to someone, even if they're a Pokemon fan, they'd be like, what the hell are you showing me? But if you know you're looking for a Hitmonchan, potential Hitmonchan, we get a Japanese foil. So it doesn't matter. They're printed in a very similar manner here, where you have the foil and you have the ink printed on top to have the Pokemon there. Now, olden days, old cards, the big hits were the holographics, which is the Pokemon printed on the foil background. Crazy stuff. And I'm just like going through the eras in my mind, thinking about like all the textured stuff that is like chase card, chase card, chase card. Basically, I can't think of an era where the chase card won't be detectable here. The gold stars are going to be like just painfully obvious because the foil is on the Pokemon itself, is applied to the Pokemon itself. So those are loose packs, gold star hunting. Very, very dangerous stuff. We have Gyarados here. If you want to know what he kind of looks like a shrimp. I guess he always kind of looks like a shrimp. He's shrimping it up. There he is. We have he did a comparison with a fake Ninetales and a real Ninetales. Again, you probably want to watch through his video. He goes through a little bit more detail of kind of where he was going with this project, what he was trying to determine, and then I guess what his intentions are with the project itself, the use case. This is interesting though that you get a pretty different rating on the fake card versus the real card. I guess it depends on the fake too, depending on how the fake is printed. If the foil is printed onto the card instead of the ink on top of the foil, then maybe that plays a role, or what foil is used. A champ with varying numbers of non-foils plus wrapper in front. So again, does it look like a Machamp? No, not really. But when you know you're looking through, and if a Machamp was a potential pull, again, there he is. All right, now leave it down below in the comment section. Who's that Pokemon? Let me know. Don't cheat. Don't read anyone else's answers. Pause the video. Go down there. Type something. Don't look at any. I want to see if you guys can guess. Here's some of the software. And again, the software doesn't need to be complex. As long as you can achieve that image that shows the outline of the Pokemon, or an image that shows the texture on the Pokemon card itself, which I think is the more dangerous of the two. Although, I guess, I don't know. We've seen images where you can clearly identify both. And especially the first example we were looking at looks like state-of-the-art, maybe not state-of-the-art, but recent technology. What we're looking at here with the YouTube video, this is $1,500 equipment. There are many hits that you can pull out of these packs. There are many of these packs, these vintage packs, that are worth more than that. So it doesn't take long for someone to make their money back if they're looking to do some wrong. Hopefully anyone that's doing this is disclosing it. And again, my prediction is it's going to end up being that you have to do it with every single loose pack. It's kind of where, unless you know exactly who it's coming from and you trust them 100%, this is some scary stuff. So he did purchase. He got a fossil pack, fossil first ed, and a jungle first ed. Nice, $250 a piece. I don't know what those go for now. There's the pincer. You can clearly see the outline of the pincer. Maybe one of the best yet. So he didn't open the packs. If he did, if you had a jungle pack, if you had a heavy jungle pack, why would you open it if you know it's a pincer, right? Or if it's a base set pack, it's a Poliwrath. Are you going to open it? Probably not. Do you sell it? Do you disclose to the next person that buys it? Do you know what's inside? Do you know it's a Poliwrath and not a Charizard? Or do you just tell them it's heavy? And Not only that, but depending on who you got them from, who knew beforehand, even if you didn't know, did someone do this before the person had it that's selling it to you? So like there's a chain of like custody, provenance of where it came from, who it came from, was it scanned at any point? The same way was it weighed? Now, weighing something, obviously the barrier to entry there is like a marijuana scale, little junky scale for $10 or whatever. And you can get a pretty good readout on whether it's heavy or light. Sometimes you can't really tell. Sometimes the ones are in the middle, unless you have the entire box. And if it's from a separate product, maybe you can't. Not with this. You can tell if there's a hollow in there. Not only can you tell if there's a hollow or not, you can tell which one it is. Gengar. Here's the Gengar. So maybe the Gengar, you want to open it. If you think that Gengar is going to get a high enough grade, if you think that Gengar is worth enough, or maybe this turns to people, I guess, selling the pack as a Gengar pack. And this now has a Gengar in it. You know what's in it. No surprises there. Congratulations. Here is your Gengar. Be careful out there, guys. Thanks for joining the Discord. Thanks for always tuning in. I guess we'll have to follow up with this. We'll see how the market plays out, but this is definitely something that's going to need, it's going to need adaptation. And I think we're going to require this on every single loose pack. This is, if it's already set up, just the amount of harm that can be done, even by one person that decides to, it's scary stuff. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.